It's Jack here. Are we doing this?
Sure are.
Oh, yeah?
All right, guys. So here is what's going on. Let's just show the recording monitor here.
Okay. We're doing a reaction video on a game that we just watched. Juventus versus Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. Unfortunately, Atletico...
Leg 2.
Yes, leg 2. We didn't see leg 1. Maybe.
So let me set the stage. Atletico Madrid leading 2-0 coming into the second leg. Going into Turin, Italy, the home of Juventus. Juventus is down 2-0. Well, somehow, like Manchester United did against PSG, they turned around a 2-0 deficit and went on to win in the second leg. And this was a little bit maddening, but I can see why it happened. So let's start out with, how it all went down. So the main thing is, I think Atletico really missed Costa due to Diego Costa, just because he's a lot more aggressive, he's a lot more hungry, he's kind of more that fighting spirit into the game. He was suspended from the second leg because of yellow card accumulation.
And I just have to say, I'm really upset because Juventus won. I'm very, 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 very upset. But I'm still doing the reaction video on it. So
it starts out with a bang. Juventus got a goal in the second minute or third minute. I don't know. It was early on in the game.
Yeah, 5th maybe.
It came off a corner. Shot comes in, and Oblak looks like he's got the ball, but to me it doesn't look like he's got full control. Ronaldo hits the ball loose from his hand, flips over him, ball squirts out to Chiellini. We'll get to Chiellini later. And
Chiellini shoots
balls
it.
in the net. What did you think?
Well, I thought it was a really amazing goal, though if you watch the game, you know that is not a goal because it was disallowed.
I thought it should have been a goal, to be honest.
Yeah,
I didn't think Oblak really had.
Yeah, I don't think Oblak
had control on it.
Yeah.
I think it should have been a goal.
I think it should have been a goal too, even if I'm cheering for Atletico. I do think it should have been a goal. Just because I don't think he really had it, and if he really had it super stable, I don't think Ronaldo maybe could have kicked it out of his hands. Or maybe he could have, but I think it didn't look like to me like he had that much great of a grip.
Anyhow, so the decision got passed and went through VAR, and they decided no goal. And so I was feeling pretty good about Atletico's chances at that point.
Yes,
obviously,
me too.
Juventus was the one coming out with, more
Attack.
offensive. I mean, they needed to catch up. They needed 2 goals. I think basically their goal was, hey, let's get 2 goals. We'll hold everything at the back, hold Atletico, which isn't a high-scoring team, to 0 and take it to extra time and then win it there. And that's almost what happened. So Atletico was playing very defensive.
And Juventus was playing very offensive.
Right. So you got some notes there.
Yeah. So in the 21st minute, Koke shot. And I really like Koke. And I was really hoping that Koke would have scored that because he's a very good player. But unfortunately, he did not score it.
So I guess we'll go to the first goal.
Yep.
All right. So the first goal coming in here at about the 26th minute thereabouts. Juventus has been dominating the attack at this point.
Yeah.
Standout players for me were also on Juventus were
Bernardeschi
and Spinoza was pretty good coming down the line too. But Bernardeschi was really driving, and you could tell that Ronaldo was really up for this game.
Yeah.
He probably wanted to prove something to Real Madrid. And he just gets up for the big games. You can kind of see it. He just looked like a little caffeined up or something? I don't know.
And I agree.
Is that a word? Caffeined up?
We'll I don't know. Well, I think that Bernardeschi was a super standout player, and what really blew my mind was that he did a bicycle kick, and you don't normally see that. So I thought that was really cool.
Another nice thing about this game, there were a lot of hard tackles on both sides. Not a lot of yellow cards. It was kind of like more an old school game. They were just playing it and going with it, and so that was good.
Yeah.
Now on Ronaldo's first goal, okay, so he's coming on. Juan Fran is covering him on the back post, and he runs about 30 yards, 25, 30 yards. And he just kind of has that look when he's going for the ball, and you've seen it before, and he's just making that run. And the whole time, he didn't take his eye off the ball.
He was looking at it the whole time.
He wasn't looking. He didn't look at the net. He didn't look at Oblak. He didn't look at Juan Fran.
The defenders.
He just looked like he had more drive, more oomph, to kind of get there and get to that ball. And, he did that thing that he does where he just kind of gets up in the air, stays up a little bit longer, and then boom, he headed it in. So that made it really interesting. Yeah. Because then it was 2-1.
So I know that this is very off of the point, though. Can you believe that Zidane quit Real Madrid and then he came back? I know that's very not for this video. It's really not for this video topic, but I just wanted to say it. I think that's a little weird.
Yeah, it's weird, but it seems kind of like genius, because it's almost like he knew after Ronaldo left, Real Madrid was going to run into some hurdles and some bumps, and so now they've kind of gone through that, and so the expectations are quite a bit different for him coming back. And now he looks kind of like a genius, and it looks like he's going to have a lot more influence over the kind of players that they bring in. Maybe they're looking at getting Eden Hazard. Who knows? So towards the end of that last half, though, that was one of the only times in the game when Atletico really had some pressure. They had about 10 minutes or so where they were putting the pressure. They were kind of moving forward. They were, and you kind of see it. You kind of felt that they had control of the game. Yeah. And then before the end, Murata put a header over the bar.
Yeah, and then after the first half, they just started to break down little by little by little by little until they were basically having no pressure. Until maybe the last 10 minutes, and then they had a little bit of pressure.
Yeah. So what happened next? So then it was the break for halftime. I'm not sure there was a single card in the first. No,
I don't think there was.
In the first one.
And what is very exciting is that Real Madrid got kicked out by Ajax, which means there's going to be a new champion of the Champions League. And I think that maybe Ronaldo wanted to show that he can win out of Real Madrid. So I think like you said, he was very focused on trying to get a goal. So, right.
So let's jump to the second half. There were no substitutions at the half.
Yeah. At the 46th minute, Ronaldo gave a cross, but nothing happened of it. So not okay. But in 2 minutes later, in the 48th minute, Ronaldo scored another goal, which tied it all up.
So why don't you describe it? How did that goal look?
I can't remember everything about the goal, so I can't exactly tell you that. But I know that if Ronaldo scores a goal, it's very good.
Yeah, he kind of got in between the two center backs again.
Yeah.
There was like not a lot of space, and he's like,
oh yeah, I remember. And then he just kind of headed it in.
Yeah, and
again with the header.
Yeah, he doesn't score with his feet. This guy can't. I mean, you should have seen his free kick right into the wall, right? But yeah, I mean, so he was in the first half and in the second half he did some moves on the side, moving around people.
He did something like a step over and then he turned around. Yeah. That was really nice.
So he got that second goal. Now it's 2-2. We're about 49 minutes into the game, and I think at this point it's a little bit. It's getting a little bit tighter.
Yeah.
So they're even, and at this point you think, okay, Atletico Madrid, they're kind of playing to they just need the one goal, whereas if they get the one goal because of the away goals rule, they have the huge advantage.
Yeah, and I thought they had after the second half, I thought they were going to win because they did have the advantage. They just needed to push because they stayed too defensive.
Yeah, but so in the second half, I mean, Atletico Madrid, I thought put even less oomph in. Now they took out Lamar, brought in Correa.
Yeah,
and Correa's a more aggressive player, so that kind of brought a little drive in. There was that one time where it looked like Correa had gotten past the defender and kind of knocked him over, but they called it back for a handball.
Yeah.
But that could have been something. I wasn't sure that was a handball. I mean, I didn't see it.
I didn't see
closely,
exactly great, though. I don't think it was intentional. So
but anyhow, it was.
I don't think there was
close.
any intention in it. So I think it would have been fine to let play go on.
Yeah, it would have been good to see.
Yeah.
Anyhow, regardless, Atletico didn't put a lot of drive into it, and then there was that incident between, at this point I think Simeone's really, wishing he could have had Costa instead of Morata in there.
Yeah.
And then Morata is near Chiellini, and Chiellini falls over really fast.
Wait, don't go there yet.
And then he stands up again, and then he falls over again.
Yeah, he gets up and then he does like, and then he falls back again, and then he gets right back up.
This is. I mean, that's the kind of thing I think that should get a yellow card when someone just really does this blatant fakery. That's just silly.
Yeah.
And he ended up doing it again. There were like two separate times in the game where he did this fake, like pretended to fall over, and like the second time, like
I was explaining the first time. He fell over and then he got up and then he did this and then he fell back down again and then he just got up. And then he just got up.
It was strange. It was strange acting.
I think it should have been really like a yellow card. If anything, that looked like he was more having like a heart attack than anything else. But right before Chiellini did that, Spinazzola came off and Dybala came on. And I really liked Dybala, but I don't think that he impacted the game a lot much. I barely saw him. What are your thoughts?
Dybala?
Yeah, on him coming on. I barely noticed him.
Dybala didn't do that much. But the interesting thing is, at that point, 67 minute, he takes off the
Spinazzola,
which was he was one of the outside backs. And so at that point, you got to really go with Juventus because they're the ones that are going for it. It's an offensive substitution. They're taking off one of their back four
and putting on a striker.
And in the first game, Atletico scored after the 70th minute. Both of their goals were after the 70th minute. So they're really going for it. So I thought that was good. I thought that was a little risky for them, but I think that was That was good.
So the 69th minute. Industrial challenge. There's an industrial challenge. Ronaldo and Juan Fran. Yellow card. Who committed the challenge again?
Juan Fran gave him a challenge that deserved
a yellow card.
It was a pretty heavy challenge, but
yeah. So he got a yellow card, which I think he deserved.
Yeah. And then the 80th minute, Moise Kean replaced Mandzukic. And Mandzukic had been a little bit quiet there. There was that one time where it looked like he could have popped it in. And again, that could have been another goal for them. But let's skip to the 86th minute, where 84th minute.
87.
So the penalty by Angel Correa after Bernardeschi, who again, Bernardeschi was amazing this game. Was really good.
Absolutely amazing.
So he beats Correa on the dribble. And Correa's, just come on as a sub. And so that was, first off, impressive. And then he kind of cuts into the box.
And then
Correa gives him a
little push.
A little touch on the back. When I first saw it, I didn't think it was a foul.
But when we saw it up close, I was thinking, maybe it's a yellow card.
No, it was soft.
Maybe.
That was soft.
Yeah, I know it was
Especially
soft.
for how the game was being called, where they were letting people do like hard challenges and stuff. That was a really soft penalty. I didn't agree with it. If you did, you can disagree.
I'm not exactly sure if I think it should have been deserved or not.
Anyhow, they gave a penalty on the spot. I thought it was soft. Ronaldo steps up.
He scores.
8th hat trick in the Champions League. I think it's his 700th
700th goal in club and country.
I mean, he was just obviously the man of the match. Who are you going to give the game ball to? You going to give it to Bernardeschi?
Just because he did a bicycle kick? Certainly no one on Athletico deserved it, I don't think.
Yeah. And then like in the last few minutes, like Athletico, they kind of, when they did have the ball, they gave it away.
And in the 90th,
they just had a bad touch. Juan Fran just a touch off and it goes out. I mean, they just didn't have anything together. In fact, in the whole game, 0 shots on target, and that tells the story right there.
I think on the 87th minute, Ronaldo took a free kick. Was it him?
Yeah.
What did you think about it?
90th plus 1. He took a free kick. Yeah, it went into the wall. It was nothing.
What about the 90th minute? Ronaldo dived. Do you think it was really a dive? I thought it was a dive. I thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it was dive. I thought it was. And
soft. Then the last note that I have is the 93rd minute, where Chiellini falls down. He goes. He falls back down.
I mean, that guy needs to take some acting lessons. Let's just put it that way. And then when he gets up, it's like, he grabbed his back. He went like this. He went and then like 2 seconds later, he's like
back up. Good as new.
Yeah. So I mean, there was obviously some gamesmanship as Juventus was closing out the game. Just kind of wasting time, taking a lot of time to
there was one time in one of the free kicks, there were 3 players around the free kick, and they were like, who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it? Who's gonna take it? You, me, you. And now one more thing that we have to discuss. Why does Greizmann keep changing his hairstyle?
I don't know. His hair looks terrible the way it is.
I don't like it now. I liked it before.
Yeah. Yeah, all the kids used to want to get their hair cut like Greizmann. Now, I don't know. Not so much. But, I mean, overall, yeah, I mean, I think Atletico Madrid, I mean, they didn't bring enough
oomph.
They really missed Diego Costa. And
if they had offensive power,
I just don't think they did enough to win it. It was a little bit of a whimper. I mean, it was a good game while it was happening, but looking back, you're kind of like, what did they really do to like to win it? What did they do to kind of...
I agree with you. They're really missing Diego Costa, and it was almost like they gave up on the attack in that because Diego Costa was gone. I personally don't think that they deserve to win, just because they really did nothing.
But they were very organized, defensively, except again, a lot of those goals, the first two came from set pieces where, they're usually so good at clearing headers out of the box. They came from crosses into the box, and somehow Ronaldo gets his noodle on it. But kudos to Ronaldo. He had a fantastic game. You can tell he was amped up for it. And, they're going on to the next round. And Gigi Buffon is not.
By the way, do you know who Juventus is playing against?
No, they're going to do the draw next.
Well, just seeing if you had some info.
Well, we know Manchester United is through. We know Ajax is through.
Yeah.
And
I think
I don't know who won the Manchester City Schalke game.
I think it's Man City, but you just check
Probably.
right now. I didn't see the game, though. I personally don't think that the skill level between Manchester United and PSG, I think it is super far. I think PSG should have won, but I can't.
They won.
Say for
Man City won.
Oh my God.
7-0.
7-0.
What?
7-0.
Wow, look
guys.
at that. And that's not even the aggregate score. The aggregate is 10-2.
10-2, guys.
Wow.
Now that was a blowout.
That is a blowout. And then of course Liverpool is playing tomorrow.
Against who?
Against Bayern Munich.
Then we'll probably be doing a reaction video on that, so come back because I really like Liverpool.
Wow. That is a blowout.
Yeah.
So, as you can see, anything can happen in the Champions League.
Yep, anything. With,
All right, so
with the 3-time winner not getting knocked out in the round of 16 or quarterfinals.
These are the quarterfinals.
Oh. Well, the quarterfinals. Well, I guess they did pretty good.
Yep.
So.
All right. Any last thoughts there about the game?
No, and thank you.
It was a good game.
It was a good game.
And Juventus. They deserve to win. So
yeah, you can't deny that they deserve to win. You can't deny it. Even if you're an Athletico fan, you can't deny it. But don't forget to come back for the Bayern versus Liverpool reaction. And
be sure to like and subscribe.
Yep.
And tell all your friends.
Yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell all your friends. Bye.
I just can't let you go. Lord knows that I've tried to. You said I was the only